Olympic champion.
So how long does that fight last?
Listen, my opinion, it's 1 round.
There's been some talk about possibly Joshua using Jake Paul as a tune-up to fight you. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know about tune-up. I think Jake Paul knocks him out.
You make of that?
Anthony by murder.
By murder?
Yes.
Golly.
Might knock his head off a little bit. Like, it might be special effect, but it might, like, go out.
Like legit?
Yeah.
Boxing figures give their thoughts on the Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua clash, with Usyk saying the fight should end in a single round, as he has faced Joshua twice and fully understands the level of power Joshua possesses. Usyk argues the event is mainly motivated by money and does not add real value to the sport. He believes Joshua needs only one precise moment to display the huge difference in strength. For Usyk, this is not a competitive meeting, but a rapid finish that places Jake far outside his depth in this demanding scenario.
About AJ taking that fight. Obviously, it's a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
Do you see something wrong with AJ taking that fight?
This is just a lot of money. It's just a show.
Right.
This is not interesting sport because, guys, brothers, Anthony is Olympic champion. Jake, it's just sportsman. Yeah, YouTuber. Jake do a lot of work. Special coach, special food, a lot of exercise, new.
Yes.
But this is guy don't have a mother fights.
Right.
Never
Right.
a mother fights. Maybe them wrestling now professional, but Joshua, Anthony Joshua, it's Olympic champion.
So how long does that fight last?
Listen, my opinion, it's 1 round because Anthony twice, my fight twice, jab.
Very hard.
Yeah, look. You know, this is
And still from his fight.
this jab.
Tyson Fury offers a completely different angle, giving one of the boldest predictions in the entire discussion. Fury states that Jake Paul will knock out Joshua, a claim that astonishes many because it goes against nearly all expert views. He argues that Jake is physically developing, lifting heavier weights, and reshaping himself into a tougher, more complete fighter. Fury considers Jake's progress impressive and believes that momentum can sometimes outweigh experience. He has always enjoyed making surprising remarks. Yet in this scenario, he maintains that Jake's confidence and ongoing improvement might contribute to an outcome few expect. Fury views Jake not merely as an online personality, but as someone who has committed himself to serious training. His prediction continues to be divisive, though it introduces another angle to the wider debate, especially as it comes from a figure who understands heavyweight boxing at the highest level, in ways many never predicted.
Possibly Joshua using Jake Paul as a tune-up to fight you. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know about tune-up. I think Jake Paul knocks him out.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Why so? What impresses you about Jake Paul?
I just think Jake Paul would knock AJ out. I think AJ's a spent force, and I think Jake Paul's on the rise. And I like his new heavyweight look.
Teddy Atlas evaluates the matchup from a strategic angle rather than from excitement or public pressure. He recognizes the considerable strength Joshua possesses, yet he also stresses that Jake Paul is not entering the contest without meaningful assets. Atlas explains that Jake has youth on his side, and younger fighters often recover quicker, move with greater self-assurance, and are more prepared to take risks older boxers might avoid. He adds that Jake's footwork has improved notably, giving him the mobility to create situations that could trouble Joshua if the latter underestimates the movement. In Atlas's view, every bout has two participants, and this one is no exception. Joshua has size, established technique, and championship background, yet Jake brings specific qualities that should not be overlooked. Extending his breakdown, Atlas considers how Jake's mentality could benefit him. Jake remains early in his career, meaning he competes with hunger and has not accumulated the mental fatigue long-serving professionals often carry. Atlas points out that Joshua traditionally performs best when dictating distance, but Jake's faster feet and willingness to step boldly into exchanges might produce narrow chances. These chances may be small, yet they are still present, and Atlas believes this alone means Jake cannot be dismissed. His point is not that Jake will win, but that Jake possesses enough strengths to deserve genuine consideration.
while we look at all the advantages that Joshua has, let's look at how I look at where maybe Paul has some advantages. He's younger. His feet are a little faster. I know he's not at that level of a fighter. I get it. But his feet are faster. Joshua's feet are not that fast, closing gaps, getting to somebody. To hit him, even if you're better than him, you still got to get to him to hit him. Also, Joshua, last time he fought was over a year. He hasn't fought. He was basically retired. Where's his mind at? He got knocked out terribly by Dubois. Where's his confidence? Where's his mindset? Where is he? Is he taking this fight the way that fans are, overlooking Paul, taking him for granted? Yeah, probably is. Might be. Does that weigh in? Yeah, that weighs in. People don't look at those parts of it. And the weight. Paul's smart. He always puts clauses in there. I know this is the first time he's fighting a guy who's bigger than him and all that stuff, but he put in a 245-pound weight, clause where he can't come in over 245. What is Joshua weighing? He was off over a year. He was basically retired. Was he 280? Was he 290? Was he 275? Easily could be the case. He didn't have a lot of time now to get to 245. How does that affect him? Oh, we forgot about that. It's a little thing, but it's not that little. It's a thing that Paul put there for a reason. Again, Paul hasn't made too many mistakes. He's been pretty damn smart. I'm not saying he's the fighter that Joshua is, but I don't know if Joshua's the fighter that Joshua.
Lamont Roach speaks with a tone that shows respect for the sport, as well as real concern about what might occur if Anthony Joshua approaches a fight with Jake Paul with genuine intent. He does not view the matchup as balanced because Joshua's natural power and technical depth create a danger Jake has never faced. Roach explains that Joshua does not even need fully aggressive combinations for the result to be decisive. One committed punch from Joshua could shift everything instantly, especially with the difference in size and professional pedigree. He stresses that the heavyweight force Joshua brings is not something an influencer-turned-boxer can safely withstand, and the physical gap between them may put Jake in serious trouble.
Excuse me. My first thoughts was this guy's crazy. Not gonna lie. But I get it. Coming from a guy who's not a true traditional boxer, and to be able to have a position where he can fight a former unified world champion, former Olympic gold medalist, and to do it on such a stage where Anthony Joshua was a superstar as well. I mean, like, he sold out the O2, twice.
Absolutely.
I think. So, I think Jake is setting himself up for, a huge spectacle, and which is, kind of smart. If you're going to go big, why not go to the highest of the mountain? Why not? And I get it. That's what you call business right there. And I've seen a lot of guys calling them out, from like Gabe to other guys who are boxers. Yeah, like guys who actually beat them. But why would he settle for those guys when he could fight Anthony Joshua? So I think that's smart. I think that's super smart.
Smart is one thing. What do you think happens in the ring, though, champ?
I think he gets hurt for sure. I think he gets obliterated. Something close to like Francis Ngannou. I think something like that happens, and it's going to be bad for him. But there will be a lot.
Andrew Tate keeps his message clear and straightforward as he responds to the matchup, saying that Jake has stepped into a remarkably big moment and merits respect for doing so. Tate values the level of risk Jake is accepting and notes that most people would never enter a ring with someone as strong and experienced as Joshua. For Tate, the final outcome is secondary. What matters is that Jake is testing himself against the best and displaying ambition few fighters, influencer or otherwise, would dare to show. Tate's reaction emphasizes courage over prediction. and he believes Jake's choice alone earns genuine admiration.
Things before I let you go. Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. Your thoughts on this fight? And Mega won.
Yeah, huge respect to Jake. I mean, we all know what should happen on paper, but it's boxing. So huge respect to Jake. I'm not.
Sean Ali, a professional mixed martial artist and bantamweight competitor in the UFC, spoke ahead of the December 19th main event in South Florida and expressed sincere concern for his friend Jake Paul. Speaking on the Bro Ali show, he admitted that facing Anthony Joshua is frightening. Ali warned that being knocked out by a fighter of Joshua's caliber can have life-altering consequences, not just career setbacks. He described Jake's decision to step into the ring with such a powerful heavyweight as utterly reckless, stressing the genuine danger and serious risk involved in the matchup.
Ali is scared for Jake Paul. All right, great. You know what? Thank you, Sean. And now that's now my phrase. I'm going to steal that from you from this moment. I'm going to use it going forward because I didn't know how to describe my feeling about this fight, but I just got it. I'm glad I thought of it right after I read Sean O'Malley said it. Sean went on to say, there's certain punches, there's certain knockouts, there's certain concussions, there's certain ass whippings, there's certain beatings that are not equal to others. They're the kind of knockouts, of punches, of concussions, of ass whippings, and of beatings that change your life. They change lives. And O'Malley didn't elaborate on what that meant. But I know what he meant. I know what he meant. There is a confidence that a person has. From the guy that walks down the street, the most confident, he walks in the room and he's the man and he gets to live his life feeling that way and people will treat him that way. All the way down to the coward who walks his wife like he's weak, who handles everything sheepishly. But one thing those two guys have in common is that neither of them actually knows where they stand. Neither of them has actually tested that theory. They got all the rest of society to go along with it. Therefore, they don't have to.
Sonnen offers a more organized breakdown of why he believes the matchup is strongly tilted in Joshua's favor. He lists size, power, height, weight, reach, and years of professional experience as the dominant advantages Joshua holds. Sonnen notes that Jake has improved greatly, yet there is no comparison between Jake's previous opponents and the caliber Joshua has met throughout his career. He stresses that everything in this contest, from physical attributes to mental readiness, leans towards Joshua. Sonnen's assessment removes emotion entirely and focuses on clear facts that highlight the significant imbalance between the two fighters.
Francis Ngannou performance. What if Jake makes it 5 rounds, 6 rounds? What if Jake made it to the distance? What if Jake won a round? Now, it's very hard to believe. It's very hard to imagine. I think it's the big struggle with this fight. I cannot, off the top of my head, produce a fight for you in any form of unarmed combat that drew, that was exciting, where the audience did not have a reasonable expectation, an expectation to some degree that, well, if he does this or that, there is a way for this guy to win. And that's usually pretty easy to do because nobody knows anything about fighting. Nobody watching this right now, none of you, my millions of viewers, not one of you has ever boxed. Not one of you knows someone in the family. Well, my dad was a boxer. My uncle was a boxer. No, you don't. Not only are you not a boxer, you don't even know of a boxer. Now, I only share that because when I come out and say nobody knows what they're talking about when they're talking about boxing, like, it's not meant to be an insult. You don't know anything about boxing. It was never taught to you. None of you in recess boxed. None of your junior highs, your high schools, your colleges, your community colleges offered boxing. Your hometown didn't have a boxing gym. Now really think about that. Because as much as you love the sport and as much as you think that you understand it, not only do you not understand it, you can't even have a conversation with other people who do because they don't understand it. So what is a win? I think that time counts. I think that time is a very big deal. You're in that little bitty ring, and I know a guy can run backwards, but running back